Hi everybody, and welcome back to Yukikaze Gaming. I'm so excited today because today is my very first episode as a VTuber. It's my VTuber debut. Yay! So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the episode here. Um, and we're going to pick up where we left off on the Machu Picchu level of Parkasaurus. Um, I have a lot of fun with this game. I hope you guys have fun with it too. So, um, it's been a little while since we played last, and where I left off, we had kind of just sort of finished setting up this initial enclosure for the dinosaurs. And I want to go back and kind of review and just make sure that there wasn't anything else that I wanted to build before everything started kind of moving out of hand with the park opening. So, I know I had some restrooms. We had our little treat cart over here. Um, I'm trying to remember how to rotate the screen. There we go. Um, so we've got a bunch of scenery. We've got lighting for the park already. You can see I've got our little quest down here to hatch 2 dinos of tier 1. That will be complete as soon as these finish hatching, and then they have to get to happiness 50%, and happiness 50% should hopefully be achieved more or less by what we have in the enclosure already. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our exhibit settings, and oh good, we do have a toy. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but I guess all of the toys are kind of on the expensive side. And this toy should go a long way in making sure that the dinos are happy when they hatch. Um, enrichment is one of the things that's really hard to get the level up on if you don't have something in there for them to play with. At least one thing. Um, it helps to have a couple, but it's not usually necessary if you only have 1 or 2 dinosaurs from what I can tell. So, this time I guess they're going to get a punching bag, and I don't know if it's important, but I like to put these kind of things way up close in the front, where it gets them up in front of the audience, and that way the audience can see them, and, you know, the more they see the dinosaurs, the more they donate, so I think it probably helps, at least in that regard a little bit, to just to get them to the front of the enclosure, but I could be wrong. I think if they're looking at the dinosaurs for longer, it'll have a net impact either way, but I'm not totally sure if there's any benefit to it beyond that. I kind of get the sense that if it's up at the front, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, um, we'll see if I remember later. So, uh, we've got our punching bag in there. I could continue building more stuff, maybe some more restaurants and things, but I am a little worried that I might run too low on money, and then it will turn out that my next quest requires me to have a whole bunch of it, which would be bad. So, I think for the time being, even though the restaurants make you a lot of money, I'm going to go ahead and hold off on making any of those, because there might not be all that many people coming into the park on this first day anyway. Um, we don't actually have anything hatched yet, and it takes a little while to hatch, so it could take a little while. Before I unpause, I should probably also set up my first expedition, but I'm not sure how much that matters, because I actually have a whole lot of eggs, which is kind of what these are for, but I don't have any of the higher tier eggs unlocked yet, and I think those are what I'm really going to need to be digging for. Um, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, I think I'll hold off on the portal for now. I have a feeling maybe I'll get a quest later to find some higher tier stuff in the portal, and it might be better if I just don't commit anything right now because I do have like a whole backpack full of eggs already. Okay, so let's go ahead and unpause and see what happens with all the people entering our park. We see some people are already happy. Yay! And they came and dropped off my food delivery. That's what that is. I figured out that I can either pick that up manually by clicking it, or if not, one of my staff members will eventually come pick it up as long as they have that job turned on for them. But since I'm here, I might as well click it and save my staff members a little bit of time running out there to pick stuff up. Oh, okay. So I promised, by the way, that I'll try really hard not to accidentally cover anything important on the screen with my head. But I will have to also kind of try to get in the habit of not kind of ducking too far down below the edge of the screen, it looks like, because that's not good either. So I think I have a few ways that I can kind of fix that, though, as long as I remember to keep an eye on it and not do my usual thing where I just kind of have this tendency to slouch really far forward and stare at the very bottom center of my screen, where you can't see me anymore. Haha! Yeah, so, we might even be able to put it on fast forward, but if I do that, then I might do something silly, like forget to click the egg to hatch it like I just almost did. And I just got an achievement! Seismosaurus friend, the first Seismosaurus I hatched. Alright. So, oops, I selected the tree on accident. Here we go. Okay, so if we look at their needs, it looks like they're getting hungrier, but there is food in the enclosure for them, so they should be able to just walk over and eat that and make their happiness go up from the food. Privacy looks okay. There's a couple places where they can potentially go take a nap in the grass if they need to restore that. The social's really low right now, but that's because the other one hasn't hatched yet. Ideally, we would have a couple more in addition to that, too. I think they generally kind of like to be a unit of around 4 or 5 when they're social, but I'm not totally sure the exact number that is perfect, and maybe it varies by species, I don't know. So his enrichment numbers are really low right now, her enrichment numbers are really low right now, but I think as soon as they kind of find the toy over here, that will fix itself. And maybe it's just me, but it really looks like they're walking with a limp, which is kind of sad. But I think that's just the way that they modeled them? Poor dino. Yeah. Just look around our park a little bit here, and that really is one of the cool things about this game. It's very chill, very relaxing, so you can just kind of spend most of the time just enjoying the scenery in your park, watching things happen, and a lot of these kind of theme park games aren't like that. So for me personally at least, it makes me pretty happy that I have the ability to just kind of hang out and watch what's going on a little bit. If it gets too slow, we can always hit the fast forward button too to speed things up. So it's not like you're just stuck. You know, if you want it to play faster, you can do that too. Why is this person unhappy? I guess they're just not having very much fun? It seems like everybody's unhappy when they get to the restroom, And then I think it's because their toilet meter is just too low. And then as they're leaving, most of them have used the restroom. So I guess, yeah, once their toilet meter fills up, and it's not real bad anymore, at that point, they're no longer unhappy, it looks like. And of course, some of them are hungry too. Um, there's only so much I can do about that at the moment because I only have the one little food stand, and it takes them quite a while to get there. But once they have finished the day out, and hopefully once my dinos are happy and I can move on to the next quest, maybe I can spend some of that money making some more food places and make sure that they have somebody to eat on their path on the way up to the exhibit. Oh, it's nighttime. Look at all the pretty lights. This is part of why it pays off to kind of set those up too. Oh no, I forgot a light path. I can fix that. Let me pause it first, because sometimes it takes me a little while to do that. Okay, let's take a look. I think it's under buildings, and yep, there we go, lights. And we've got... oh yeah, it really helps when you zoom in, because if you don't zoom in, it's really hard to get it to connect to the top of that tower, and that one, what you end up with is it's just kind of connected to the ground somewhere. And while that doesn't actually break anything as far as I can tell, it doesn't look very good. So, there we go. Okay. Now I think we can unpause. We've got lighting on our path, and people won't be unhappy and want to leave the park at nighttime. Okay. One of our dinos is at happiness 50%, so I think it's only a matter of time before the other one reaches it too. I'm not sure which one is which. I forgot to check what their names were. But I think... oh, both of them are female. So there's not going to be any baby dinos in this exhibit anytime soon. Not unless I make more of them first anyway. I think. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know, and in this game they can actually reproduce even though they're both female or something? Maybe it's like a Jurassic Park thing, where they suddenly spontaneously change gender to lay eggs and make more dinosaurs or something. I don't know. No, don't attack fence. Attack punching bag, like that guy. Or girl, yeah. I guess I don't have two punching bags though, so only one of them can beat it up at a time. It's really kind of fun and exciting to be able to see myself on the screen and see myself moving and talking and smiling. I'm not used to that, but it's fun. So I look forward to doing a lot more of this in the future. Park is closing in 13 seconds. What about my dinos though? They have not both hit 50% happiness. Oh no. Let's see. Happiness 64%. Oh, I didn't get to check. Okay. So, negative $7,427 earned today. That's, not so good. But the good news is most of that was construction. Which is all one-time costs and is necessary for me to earn money in the future. So, I earned a little bit of happiness for my one happy dino. And we see that our ticket sales barely covered our dino food. But we did kind of buy 2 days worth of food in one day, so there's that. Fence repair, payroll. Okay, so looks like overall we're probably slightly in the green if we don't count the construction costs. No, actually, because the total earned is actually even more negative than the construction is. So I guess we still lost some money. That's not great. We'll have to see if we can fix that. But that doesn't make sense because I actually earned money. I'm confused. Maybe I'm not reading this screen right. Okay. Well, it won't give me the percentage, but we can see from the meter that it's very close. So if we just give it a couple more minutes or something, then... Oh, there it goes. Okay. We were very, very close. We just needed like one more second of gameplay to hit the tier there. Alright. So, quest, Dino Book. The people of Machu Picchu were also the guardians of the sacred Dino Book. From PAX. Okay, the Dino Book is located in the office, and they are giving me gold, and an uncommon gem, and a rare gem. Oh, only when I complete the quest, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Collect page 1 of the Dino Book. Isn't this the Dino Book? Oh. Okay. So, oh, I see. The Dino Book means I have to fill in these, and then it looks like I get these rewards? But, it won't show me what the rewards actually are. I've seen the fedora before, but I have no idea how much money 5 coins is. It seems like it's probably more than 2 coins or 1 coin, I think, but, I don't know for sure. Okay, well, it looks like I have to get to work, though, on getting exhibits set up for Triceratops and Stegosaurus. I should check to see if I can put them in the same enclosure, because sometimes they actually end up using the same types, and because they're usually both kind of friendly herbivores, you don't really expect them to fight each other. I've never actually seen any dinos fight each other in this game, but I don't usually put different species in the same pen, so it could just be a matter of not enough samples, or it could be because it only happens with carnivores. Okay, so I've got it paused right now, and I should check... Oh, okay, I got money, that's right. I got more money than I remembered. I thought it was only 500, but I guess it was 500 3 times. That's okay. It's better to have more money than less money. I think these dinos are eating more food than I'm used to them eating. So I might need to increase the amount of vegetables that I'm getting daily. Because I had like 24 yesterday, and now I'm down to 8, even though my delivery hasn't come yet. So, 24 minus 8 would be 16. So I think I'm using extra because they're big dinosaurs, maybe? The game never really did give you a clear indication of how many plants you need per dinosaur per day. I've just been kind of guessing at it, and so far it's kind of worked, but I really don't want to run out of food, even though the penalty is not that bad in this game. But if I run out of food and I'm out of money, then it could be really bad. I don't want my dinosaurs hungry. Okay. So I think I fixed that problem for now. But let's take a look. And let's see if I can figure out from the eggs. Oh, okay, good. It does tell me what biome they are. So Stegosaurus is rainforest, and Triceratops is also rainforest. And I'm gonna double check to make sure that's what I needed. I think it was, yeah. Okay, so I just need to make a rainforest enclosure, and I can put one of each of them in there, and then we should be okay. So, let's make a new enclosure. Now neither of them requires a very big enclosure per dino. They're not the smallest, but they're not the biggest either. So we've got Triceratops and Stegosaurus. And they're both 420 feet each. And we learned that this enclosure over here, I didn't think was that big, but it's actually over 2,000. Way bigger than we really needed. But that's not so bad. I think, though, if I just kind of make a fence around this sort of area over here, it will be plenty big as an enclosure for these dinos. And then I might be able to use this section over here for another enclosure later, maybe? Not quite sure how I want to do this just yet. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to envision what your paths and everything are going to look like until you've already sort of set it up. But I think maybe what I'll do is I'll just put down the path first. Because I'm gonna need to do that eventually anyway. And that will kind of help me visualize it. So, here we go. I think that ends up being a little bit weird. That kind of makes too much room on one side of the path. I'm not sure how much I like that. Okay, let's see. Maybe if we come over here first, and then we go down. Oops. Yeah, that might be good. And then everybody's just kind of got front row seats. Now, this might be a little bit tricky to build the fence on. I'm not sure how I want to tackle that exactly. And maybe what I'll start by doing is just kind of testing to see how big the enclosure is if I just make it like a rectangle over here. I know I'm gonna want that. Yeah, like that. And then over here. And then we'll try this. And then I can always undo. $512. So that's still a little small. That would be easily big enough for one of them, but not both. So we'll do an undo. And there we go. Just got rid of the last one. Actually, we'll undo one more time, because that was extending farther than I want for what we're going to do now. And I don't want to have to set it, because I get less money that way. Okay. Alright. And sorry I get quiet sometimes, but I'm just not used to talking constantly. But hopefully I'll get more used to it with time. I don't think it's worth it for me to go into these little nooks. Plus sometimes I just need to think a little bit. I get, a little distracted concentrating on what I'm doing. And if I'm not if I'm not thinking about it in a way that is speech in my head, I guess, then it makes it harder to talk about what it is that I'm doing. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this hasn't cost me all that much money yet, but what tends to happen when I do this is the enclosure ends up so big that I have to pay lots and lots of money to make the terrain right. So I may not actually worry so much about getting all the little nooks and crannies. I can always add some of those back in later, if I need the space. So that'll be good for now, I think. It's probably bigger than I need. Yeah, it is. But it's not super, super bigger, so I think I can still work with it. Okay. I need to change the terrain. So I need to start with grass, I think, for rainforest. Yeah. It even tells me right here, which is very handy. Okay. So grass. And grass. And grass. Okay. Oops, that was only one. That's okay. Making grass for our dinos. Well, I made that too small. That's okay. Actually, I can go all the way across here, huh? And then fill in those. There's something kind of relaxing about this kind of thing. I guess you could say there's, like a zen quality to just filling in your little squares. Maybe it's how people feel when they're doing pixel art or something like that. Okay, so now we are a forest, and in order to become a rainforest, we need water. So we're going to make some pools, and we're going to kind of spread them around because that helps with the placement of trees and stuff like that too. Oh, that happens sometimes. I don't know why. It seems to be a bug where occasionally you make a pond and it just doesn't fill with water. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it seems like it actually counts it from the gameplay perspective as not being filled with water too, which means that it doesn't improve your biome type to what you need it to be, and it doesn't water your trees and stuff like that either. And that is more of a problem. You really want to make sure that it's doing what you need the water to do, because otherwise it's just a hole in the ground, and it might be contributing to your ruggedness score, but it's not contributing to your water, and we're trying to make a rainforest, not a taiga, so we don't need ruggedness, we just need water. I feel like I probably explained that way too much, but that's okay. Because maybe some of these things aren't as obvious to anyone who's not the one playing the game. And, you know, I want everybody who's watching to be able to follow along. I want everybody to understand what's happening. And, yeah. Okay. So it's not actually necessary for me to do it like this, but I like, for the aesthetic purposes, I kind of decided for this one I didn't want all of my pools to be rectangles, because that looks very artificial. But when you do little bits and pieces like this, even though the game doesn't really care, it does make it look prettier for you as a player. And I think that's actually a major part of this game too. So, well, a lot of games I tend to really kind of min-max, and I want everything to be, just perfectly right, so that I'm playing as optimally as I can, and, progressing as quickly as possible. This isn't one of those kinds of games, and it doesn't really lend itself to that. And, while I am trying to make sure that I give, like, tips and tricks and stuff, and help you guys understand the systems, I think it's important to remember that this game is a game that we're playing for, chill time and relaxation. So I don't think it's the kind of game where we have to make it a point to um to really try super hard to be efficient at the cost of having fun. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Okay. Um, so now that I built my enclosure, before I put the dinos in even, I want to make sure that I don't forget to put donation bins. Because if I don't have donation bins, nobody's going to give me money for my dinos, and then the dinos starve because I cannot afford their food. And that is not good for anybody. So, I should also, before I forget, put in a couple of benches and things like that for people to sit. I don't want to put them near the fence because that's where people line up to actually look at the dinos. And I'm trying to remember. Ah, okay. The R button. That's what rotates it. Alright. So... I think it's okay if I put them just off the path and maybe make a couple of spots for people to rest. And then maybe I leave a spot open here to make a path or something later in case I need to. What else? Oh, lights. Yeah. Okay. So I think I want just, a single street light over here. And then... I can do my light strings kind of like that. Okay. And zoom in. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay. Here we go. And I hope you guys are having fun. I hope I'm being entertaining to watch. Cause, I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time, but I'm doing my best, and I hope that we can all have fun together. I know I'm having fun playing Parkasaurus. It's always a good time. It's not, the, kind of fun where, like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess, you know how sometimes things are, like, ha-ha funny, and, it really makes you laugh, and it's, that kind of almost excited fun. But this is more of like the chill kind of fun where it's just kind of soft feeling good feels. Yeah. I guess. Okay. I don't think I explained that well, but maybe you got it. So, we've got our enclosure, we've got our lighting. It would probably be good if I made another place for people to get to bathrooms and stuff at some point, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. For now, I think we're okay to go ahead and start putting our eggs in. Oh, but we also have to decorate the biome. Actually, I guess we don't have to yet because it will make the dinos happier, but we weren't actually told that they have to be happy. Um, and as much as I like making them happy, I don't have a lot of money left to work with, and that can get kind of expensive. So I think for now, it's probably better if I just put the dinos in and let them hatch. And later on, I can probably move these into separate enclosures so that I have room for the whole families to hatch. But for now, I just need to complete the quest. But one important thing is I do need to make sure that I have feeders for them, because otherwise they're going to get hungry very quick. Okay, and I can never remember where to find those. I think they're under exhibit. Yeah, okay. So, kind of like the toys, I like to put these up near the front. And I think there's at least two benefits to that. One is that kind of like the toys, it gets the dino up front and gets people seeing it. Oh, I should put in some privacy grass too, because that is cheap and it helps the dinos a lot. Oh. I can never remember where it is. Oh, here it is, under terrain. Yeah, so all the trees and bushes and stuff are in the other one, and it always throws me off that the privacy grass is not in there. It's under this other section. But it's not that big of a deal. I always find it eventually. How many patches do we want for our dinos? I guess I should probably put at least one up near the front somewhere. They don't have to be all that big of patches because these are not super huge dinos like the other ones. We just want to give them a couple places where they can kind of hang out and hide and rest and get a little bit of privacy so that their meter doesn't freak out. My very first couple of parks, you might remember seeing that the dinos were pretty unhappy about their privacy conditions, and I try not to repeat that mistake because a privacy tile only costs $1 a tile, so it's really not a very big investment. Okay, and now that I've done that, the other thing is, now I've got two more dinos to feed, so I need to make sure I have enough food for everybody. I don't think I actually got my daily delivery yet. I should maybe check that first. Yeah, that would be down here. And I don't think it's come in yet. We're still at 8. So I'm not sure that I need to necessarily buy more initial. I think if I just add another 6 each for the daily, which would be 12 total, 28 plants. Okay. Oh, but we're not going to be able to get our entire order today because we don't have enough money. So hopefully, we'll still be okay. We can't build anything else for now. We've just kind of got to wait till the end of the day because we're going to be completely out of funds as soon as this gets delivered, and we are dangerously low on cash already. So, and it won't let us go into negative for the food purchase. It will let us go into negative for some other stuff like fence repairs, but not for food, which is important. That's the kind of thing that gets me in trouble in the other management games, is I try to be too efficient with spending my money, and that means that I don't leave enough money as a buffer to handle daily expenses and things like that, and then I get in trouble. Especially because as your park gets bigger, those expenses increase, and it can be hard to keep an eye on that and predict how it's going to look like. Yeah, so I think I should just go ahead and turn everything onto fast mode. Yeah, not enough money. I'm going to need another veterinarian eventually too, but I think for now they can manage to handle this on their own. Where did my quests go? Oh. Do I have to... How do I track it? Well, I know that it's located in the office, but... How do I make the... Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So we'll see how this all plays out next time. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you had fun on my VTuber debut. And I'm not sure if I remember to say, but I'm Yuki! Hi! Hi everybody! And welcome to the channel. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Especially subscribing really helps me. And it would mean a lot, especially because to me that means that you liked my videos. And, you know, I don't have a huge following or anything like that. So right now I really just kind of feel like if I make even one person happy and entertained with my videos, then it's already been a huge success, and that's what I want to see. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that we'll see you again. Thank you. Bye bye.